Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us on Let's Talk About It. I'm Luca,
My name is Elsa.
I'm Joseph.
and today we are going to be breaking down a little bit about the Harvey Weinstein story. So, just a little bit of background for those who are not familiar. Harvey Weinstein was a prominent figure in the Hollywood media and movie scene, and for a number of years was getting away with a lot of unfortunate actions to a lot of women who wanted to make a name for themselves, and he used his place of power to exploit them. And we are going to be covering some of the things that have come out from that story.
Right, so just with that background information out of the way, the major discussion point we wanted to highlight in today's Let's Talk About It episode is the fact that the more than 90 accusers, more than 90 women that stepped up and they joined together and voiced themselves in an extremely powerful way, I think. They came together and fought for justice, which resulted in no doubt impacted the hashtag #MeToo movement. So I just wanted to highlight the fact that the collective power is extremely significant. Maybe other women who were at first afraid to speak up on their behalf maybe gained more courage because they're seeing other women are doing similar things. So the main outcome, in my opinion, let me know if you guys disagree or the audience, is that the collective power of all the women joining together significantly impacted the hashtag #MeToo movement, and I think it encourages other women to step up if they're being victimized in a similar way.
Well, I kind of wanted to get into the NDAs. A question that's been, going over my head all weekend is, if rape and sexual assault are a crime, why aren't NDAs a crime? NDAs are meant to keep the victims quiet. So how are we allowing, these men to basically enabling them and being complicit in their actions? In the 1990s, Weinstein, a Weinstein victim reported her rape to the New York Police Department, and they did nothing about it. So instead, Weinstein found out, he threatened her, and immediately got her to sign an NDA. So it just kind of made me think that of how the system is broken and how it protects men and it fails to protect women. And particularly it protects rich white men. Because I started thinking about how if a black man or a brown man were to commit the same crime, then they would go to jail for sure. Mm-hmm. But if you have money, and if you're white, or maybe if you just have money, then you are basically allowed to, to continue to commit these crimes. And I feel like criminal punishment should apply to everyone, not just the underprivileged. And like I said, it's enablement and complicity. And also, I wanted to bring the point that these cases are not only prevalent in Hollywood, but also in the tech industry, in academia, and even in the White House. Before Trump was elected as president, we had several women come forward about being assaulted by him. And just what are your thoughts on the NDAs? Do you think we should continue to allow to have these NDAs that keep the victims quiet?
I think in situations such as this, it's almost more egregious to force someone to sign an NDA. Mm-hmm. And I think it's almost exclusively a tool of people that have a lot of wealth and status. Mm-hmm. If you're just the average person, trying to force an NDA on somebody mm-hmm. who's accusing you of something as horrible as sexual assault is almost never going to hold mm-hmm. any water. But if you have the power and the money to do it, and the clout to do it, that's a resource that I think unfortunately is used all too often. And to piggyback on what you were saying about the impact, I think something that struck me is how it actually brought a lot of men who have experienced sexual assault to the table as well. And I think that is something that maybe they didn't expect to happen with the Me Too movement, but it's a really powerful tool and a really powerful coalition of people that can come forward and talk about their experiences. With that, we want to take it to the audience and see if you guys have any questions regarding the current Weinstein story.
Yes, thank you so much. What's your first name?
My name is Ro. I had a question about, so as far as I know, Harvey Weinstein, he got convicted for 2 out of the more than 90 rapes that he committed. Mm-hmm. And you guys talked about the impact on the impact of the Weinstein case on the Me Too movement. Do you guys think that this is a win for women in general and for the Me Too movement, or do you guys see it as kind of like a backhanded
Oh yeah,
act to be accused of 2 rapes?
I personally, in my opinion, I think it is a win for the Me Too movement, even though it could have gone further. More punishment could have been dealt with. And a big question a lot of people were highlighting on was, should he have been convicted of predatory assault, which he was actually acquitted for, meaning he was not convicted of this. Like, obviously, we cannot control the verdict, but what would you guys say? How might this outcome been any different for the hashtag Me Too movement or the media? Like, if the punishments were more significant, or if all 90 accusers, or however many, and the 2 charges of predatory assault, would that have made any further impact? What would you guys say to that? Because I personally think it wouldn't make a major impact versus the fact that he already was convicted of, even if it's less serious of a crime, I think it's still significant because other women are speaking up more. It sparked a lot of controversy on the media. And so what would you guys say? If the punishments were more significant, would that have made a bigger impact before we wrap it up?
And with that, we'll let you guys take those thoughts home with you. And we thank you for tuning in to Let's Talk About It.
Thank you.
Thank you.